Hey, welcome back to our 4-part series on marketing results. If you've been watching, this is our 3rd part, and we have 2 other videos that you guys could watch and get all caught up on what's happening with your marketing to get more ideas on what you need to do to have effective marketing when you're ready to grow and to start your business. Just a quick recap, there was 2 other parts. The first one, what is your foundation? We talked about your marketing, how to get marketing results. And for you to start getting good marketing results, you're gonna need a good foundation. Now, what's a great foundation? A great foundation is having a funnel, a couple tools in place. For example, a website, business cards, flyers, presentation, marketing materials, social media, any of these things that you might need to convey your message and to add value to your service, you need to have developed in one way or another for it to give you the results that you're looking for. So if you need more information on how to build a good foundation, go to our part 1, video number 1. Then we talked about what is your service. So your service is, if you're a cleaning company, then you could be a cleaning company among 1,000 other cleaning companies in your area. So for you to be effective as a cleaning company, you need to know what your service is and how is it different from other people. And we talked about that in part number 2. And today we're going to talk about what is your investment. So your investment has a lot to do with your service and your foundation. Okay, so now you're going to think about how much you're going to invest apart from your foundation, right? So and I covered this a little bit in part number 2, but for example, if I have $1,000, what is the best use of those $1,000 for me to get a return on it? I could put those $1,000 in a bank account and get maybe 2% return a year, which is what, $2? I get $2 return, right? And $1,000. I don't have to do anything. I just put it in there and money comes out. Now, I could do slightly better. I think right now, let's say maybe some stocks. You get some stocks or something, you get a 5%, 8% return per year. So now we're talking, what, $80? So you get $80 from $1,000, and there's gonna be risk involved in that, okay? So if I have $1,000, and I haven't spent any money on my foundation, what can I do to make sure that this happens? So most commonly, people will buy, when they start their business, there's startup costs like your business license, that's your DBA. That's pretty much the one thing that I can think of right now that you have an expense. If you're a big company, maybe you need to set up your corporation, do things like that. Other expenses is, we talked about, your foundation is buying equipment. So if you're a plumber, you're gonna need maybe a van, maybe some tools. Maybe you don't have a car, and you buy some tools for $100. So of those $100, say you spend $1,000 in tools, then you need to get at least $80 back from it for it to make sense, right? Not including the time that you spend actually doing the work. So that's something to think about. Another common thing that people do when they get started is they maybe get some business cards designed, right? And then start passing them out, right? So that's kind of where I want to talk to you about is the actual purchase of the business cards. Say 1,000 business cards cost you $100, and you still have to pass them out. So that takes time out of you to go ahead and do that. So that is not guaranteed either. So say I have 1,000 business cards and it takes me 10 hours to pass them out. Minimum wage $15. So now we're talking about $150 that I spent plus another 100, that's $250 to pass out 1,000 business cards. So I can, in theory, if that would be the case, then I would be able to pass out 4,000 business cards, and then my whole $1,000 would be gone. So that's it. I spent my money, I paid myself because I have to eat, I have to do this and that. So out of that $1,000, 4,000 business cards, I'm supposed to get at least $1,000 back, right? And maybe one job, or whatever comes up. So I might get a $100 job. And that's another thing I want to talk to you about, is if I'm going to go ahead and pass out 4,000 business cards, what job am I looking to get? Do I know if I'm going to get a $5,000 job or a $100 job? I do not know until I actually do it. You could guess and estimate kind of how you're going to perform, but until you actually perform, there's no way for you to know. So what I like to do and how I think about it is, if I have $1,000, I need to make sure that I get $1,000 back, at least. Let's say $1,500 I get back, because $1,000 for my original investment and $500 that I get. Say it costs me $400 to actually do the job, then I get $100 profit. Okay, so that's how I think about it. So if I'm going to advertise and I'm going to design business cards, on the business card I'm going to put a promotion that says $1,500 for cleaning your house, or $1,500 to clean your house for 3 months, or $1,500 gets you your house clean for a year. Whatever, get your house clean for a year, right? And I know I'm gonna make about $1,500 throughout the whole year, right? So something like that, I would start thinking about it. The reason why you want to do this, I just want to get one. Now, if I have 4,000 business cards that I pass out, if I just get one for that price, then I, in theory, made some money. It's not as fast as I will want it, of course not, but I'm not sure how I'm gonna do. If I just get one back, then I'm great. Now, if I make the same business cards and I pass them out, and now I don't shoot for an exact goal, right? Then I might get 2 calls for $100, right? And that's not gonna make me any money. I'm gonna be losing money at that point. So what is your investment is important. Especially, I have people come to me and they ask me, okay, well, I have the website and that's not making me any money, right? And then my service, I have a cleaning company, this is what I'm gonna do, and I haven't gotten any calls. And then finally I tell them, well, you need to advertise. You need to actually advertise and figure out what's gonna make you some money. So if you spent, say, $5,000 building your foundation, and when you got your service, now we have to make the investment to actually advertise and get that money back. So for example, when I do the simple power listings for customers, they might start getting 1 or 2 phone calls per month, right? And that's gonna cost them $80 a month. So people start going to the website and getting traffic, but if there's no actual service, or we don't know how the clients behave when they actually go to the website, and if they're calling or not calling, then we have to figure out the reason why that's happening. So that's another step that we have to look into and adjust, fine-tune your message, so that whatever investment you're making actually gives you a return back. So sometimes the most expensive part of it is trying to find out who your clientele is and what your message is going to be in the market that you're at. Because it could vary from company, it could vary from industry to industry, and you have to figure that out, and that is an expense that has to be made, right? So what is in your investment is crucial for you to know how that's going to work. I've had people come to me and they want to spend $250, and then I ask them what their business plan is, and they tell me their business plan is that they're going to charge so and so money. They're going to charge $100 per call and they only have $250 to make, I tell them, well, if I show you the cost per click in AdWords, then that's $20. Each click is going to cost you about $5. So if you have $250, that's going to be 40 clicks maybe. Off of those 40 clicks, there's somebody to actually call you. Maybe 1 or 2 people will call you, and that's going to cost you about $40, right? Every time somebody calls you, and then you have to close one of them. So if you're only charging $100 for the service and it's going to cost you $50 to get that phone call, where's the rest of it gonna come from? It's not gonna. It's not something that's gonna. It's gonna make. It's gonna even out at the end. If you get 2 phone calls and you're making $50 from both, that's $100. All the time that you spent, and you spent $250 to get 2 phone calls that you only made $100 on. It doesn't make any sense. You need to adjust your business plan and what your pricing structure is. If your pricing structure is not great, then it's not gonna work out. So always tell people, you know what, if you're gonna spend $1,000, and I always suggest that they start at a minimum, maybe $250 to kind of adjust what's going on. $250 isn't that much. It's about the cost of maybe a family plan for a phone, for a cell phone service. So if you go $250, and for me, I like to think about it for a whole year. So $250 times 12, we're looking at $3,000. So out of the whole year, I have to make 1 service call that was gonna return to me $3,000. So that's the way I think about how I'm gonna plan out what my budget's gonna be as far as getting any return on that money. So that's part number 3 of marketing results. If you have any questions, let me know. Watch the other 2 videos and we'll see you on the next one.